What's up, YouTube? I'm back with an update. I've had some things going on in my life personally, and I like to talk about it on video. My mental vlog or whatnot. You know, um, so I just got an update. Like I said, some things been going on, and so apparently, my wife, she went public on Facebook. Uh, so I'm gonna address it the way I want to address it. Um, but this basically is yesterday. I have a child in the hospital, and I knew I was gonna go see him and spend some time with him. And I knew his mama was gonna be there. Yesterday, as soon as I woke up to some crazy news, and I knew it was a reliable source. But they told me, they say, "Look, man, I'm gonna tell you." It's how God worked, because God knew. They didn't know I was gonna come up there and see him yesterday. I said, but God knew, and I'm just grateful. So I get the phone call. They like, "Man, brace yourself." I'm like, "What's going on?" Your wife pregnant. I said, "Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to get ready to get to the hospital. My legs just weak. They feel like spaghetti." You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I knew it was a reliable source. You know what I'm saying? But God, He wasn't gonna let me walk in there like that. So I get to the hospital and whatnot. I see my son, and he's feeling better. He in better spirits and whatnot. So we chopping it up. Had a good time with him. And then it's a knock on the door, and these two chicks, they walk in, and they knew her and whatnot. So they start talking and stuff. You know how people try to slick this. They come saying something about the baby shower. And I'm just sitting there, doing my thing, and like I ain't here. So when the chicks left, I said, "Well, how was the baby shower?" And she's sitting there, got a sheet over her body like she cold. Now, me and this woman have 6 kids together, so I know when she pregnant. I can look at it and tell. It was a couple of times I told her she was pregnant. She ain't know, like, you ain't going to find out. But I say this, she's talking about, "You here for him?" I'm like, "That's right. But you here too, just making small talk and whatnot. How was your baby shower?" She ain't gonna say nothing. I said, "Well, you know what you having?" My son told me, But y'all, I can tell you, as soon as I asked about this, I could just literally see like this burden just came off of my son, my 10-year-old. It's just like it was a relief, because he had been lying and concealing his mama's dirt, lying to his daddy. And he don't like to do that. I raised my sons to be young men of God, because that's what they are. And I tell him, you ain't gotta lie, you don't lie, steal, that kind of stuff. But most of all, I never wanted them to think that they had to make a choice between their mom and their daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to be honest. She have them lying. But, we go on, blah, blah, blah. And I asked a couple more questions, whatever. So I'm like, well, what about letting the boys come live with me, the 4 youngest boys, the 2 older kids, they teenagers. They do their own thing. So I was like, well, let your 4 youngest come live with me. And I asked my son, I said, you be honest. You ain't gotta lie. You don't have to choose for your mom and your daddy. You just be honest. Who do you want to come live with? He said, I want to come live with my daddy. And then she said, well, yeah, the other boys say the same thing. I'm like, well, let's make it happen, because this is how God works, man. I felt like at times some things they would tell me, they was being neglected. And, they couldn't tell me much, because that's what they was trained not to do, was not to tell me anything. But I knew my kids was being neglected. I saw they had these bites all over their body. I took pictures of them. And I was going to call social service. I didn't call social service. But I told her, I said, you better quit neglecting my kids. She made a doctor's appointment. the next day, and they went to the doctor and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she was trying, but you know, I knew the best thing for them was to be with me, and God working that thing out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, yeah, that's just that update, man. My wife pregnant, and you know, she didn't want, she rather be his baby mama than my wife. And the crazy thing is, apparently this dude got kids. You know what I'm saying? She married, so like I'm like, what is you trying to? What is you 37? What are you doing? You know what really? What are you doing? You know, I don't understand it. But I just find it impossible for them kids not to have some kind of resentment. You know, I knew my kids was being neglected, and they're gonna realize she chose a man over them. They're gonna realize that, and they're gonna feel resentment toward it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I think apparently everybody knew but me. I think they just want to see my reaction. But, you know, this is my reaction. You know what I'm saying? I wish her the best. You know, she gonna have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So I wish her the best. You know, I never thought in a million years. That's why I say you just gotta be careful. Marriage ain't holy. People don't hold it as holy no more. I thought when I said my vows, you know, that it was nothing that we would go through that we had not committed to go through together. You understand that? This thing was really to death do us part. No exceptions. But hey, I'm gonna sign it. You know, God in the scriptures, he said he only allowed divorce. He said in the beginning it was not so, but he allowed divorce to the hardness of people's heart. He knew that people was gonna have hard hearts. And, you know, I knew my heart was right. You know what I'm saying? I knew my heart was right. I was ready to reconcile, you know. But, you know, whatever, you know, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I still have my morals and my beliefs, and I don't care. People can do what they want to do. It ain't gonna steer me off my path. God been good to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep moving forward and keep pressing on in Him. You know, I've watched myself over the years become a better man. Essentially, I thought I was becoming a better man for my wife. You know, because I believe God for restoration, and I wanted to be in a better place in my life, a better man. You know, but that's the glory about, you know, it's about serving God. That even if He don't do exactly what you want Him to do, will you still serve Him? You know, if you go through the praying and the crying and the misery, will you still serve God even if you don't get the outcome that you expected? You understand? And that's where it was. I'm like, Lord, I've been serving. You know, I've been praying. I've been trying to do right. You know, and one of my I got this older gentleman, it's my buddy. He used to tell me, you know, if you thinking about her like that, you better believe she thinking about you like that. But it obviously was not so, you know. But in spite of, I'm still gonna give God glory. He working this thing out, you know. I'm gonna get my boys, you know what I'm saying. He working that thing on out, you know what I'm saying. She going with her new family, you know what I'm saying. Be happy, wish her the best, you know. But you know, God is just good, you know. I say, you know, this what I'm sharing is, you know what I'm saying. Just it may not be relevant to you. To what you're going through, you know, you may not have a similar experience, but you know, just you know, maybe you can help somebody else out that's going through something, you know. So you know, I just believe, you know, marriage it's not sacred anymore. So to me, it ain't no use in doing it. It's just obsolete. I don't see any use in marriage anymore. There's nothing sacred about it. People don't hold their vows in regards. They think, oh, if whatever you do, that's a stipulation to get out of their marriage. Well, if you all you gotta do is do this, and then I'm out. Or if you do that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? People don't hold marriage sacred. And I'm gonna tell y'all the crazy thing. Listen to this though. I knew 3 years ago that she was in some tough. She was in a mental battle. When I got off Facebook, I want to say it was 4 years ago. I got off Facebook before I responded. You know, and got some mess started. You know. It was women on the page trying to defend her leaving me, you know, and And my wife was agreeing with these women. And I'm thinking, like, this one particular woman, she had babies by twin brothers. Both the brothers hit her and put babies in her. And they twins now. And this is the kind of morale, this is the morality and the integrity that you gonna listen to. You're a married woman. This woman, she might have been married, but she probably had a couple different husbands. You know, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? This generation we live in, it's a wicked generation. Nobody remembers God. Nobody holds things. They don't hold two righteous things to what's good, to what's pleasing to God. You know, this could turn me around, this could set me back. All that, none of that. You know, I don't care what people think about me. That's I don't care what she think about me or nobody. I had to come to that conclusion. It took me a minute to come to that conclusion, but I'm so glad I did. Only thing that matters to me is how God see me, and how my boys see me. You know, I feel like I have fulfilled life if my boys know that their daddy loved them and I was a good father to them, and hey, that's all that matters to me. What they think of me, and they think the world of me. Out of all the bull crap that they done said against me in front of my kids love their daddy. It ain't gonna change. They love their daddy so much they want to come live with their daddy. Say out their own mouth, So I'm just grateful. So God is good. Like I said, this whole thing gave me a closure. So yesterday gave me closure because I don't care what people say. I watch their actions, and I just was trying to give her space. Thinking that, again, God was going to touch her heart and her mind and show her that her family was the most important. She made this comment, and she said, I said, what about our family? She said, it's about me. This was 4 years ago when she first left. I said, well, but what about our family? What about us? She said, it's about me. And she done made that clear, you know what I'm saying? She chose this man and his child over her husband and her children. It is what it is. He think he getting something. You know what I'm saying? I hope she get exactly what she looking for. You know what I'm saying? God ain't gonna bless no mess. Come on now. God ain't gonna bless no mess. And there's no way you can play in dirt and think you're gonna come up clean. There's just no way. There's no way. So only thing that can cleanse us is this blood of Christ. And that's what I plead, over the whole situation. And I pray that God give her the same grace and mercy that he extended toward me when I was out there doing whatever I wanted to do. God kept me. He kept me, and I'm grateful. So that's my prayer. So God give her the same grace and mercy you gave me. I never in a million years thought that I don't know I'm just flappy. I really don't know. I really never in my life expected. When I met this girl, when I married her, when I had 6 children with her, I never in my life thought that I would find anybody better. I thought she was perfect. She was perfect. But people change and they show you their real characters. I don't care what people say. They can say whatever they want about me. You know what I'm saying? They can go ahead and root and encourage her, and I hope they do. She gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? But God is good. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my update. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to share that. I feel better, get it off my chest. If y'all going through some of the similar things, just stay in prayer. And remember, even if God don't fix it the way that you want or the way that you expect him to fix it, will you still serve him? And he's still good. He's still good. And so, just be blessed, man. Be encouraged. All right, y'all, hold it down.